Hello, everybody. I am Legion170. This is all about Dota, and you are about to watch some NA entry playoff Dota 2 action, part of the AD2L. This is the championship game between Team Anarchy and Taco Gaming. Taco Gaming. I'm off on my own today. No Sequoia, no Just the Worst, so we have no stats. Hopefully, I remember to turn the overlays this time. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump in. We can see that things at the beginning here, you got two really standard powerful supports in the Witch Doctor and the Dazzle coming out here. Team Anarchy, looking at their Dota buff page as a team, which handiest tool ever. Play your games through tickets because it makes casting so much better, guys. But they like the Witch Doctor. They've picked it 25 times. They've got a 72% win rate on it, so not surprising at all to see it first picked. And then we've got the Lone Druid and the Death Prophet coming out as bans, which are Taco Gaming specialties. In reply, you see the Void and the Darkseer get banned out, which are Anarchy, some pretty decent Anarchy heroes, especially in the last week in the semifinal matchup. Both those heroes made appearances in the off lane and did some work against beautiful Dodo. So I was just gonna say the offlaners are starting to get a little limited, and we see the Nyx Assassin picked up. I like this hero quite a bit actually. He doesn't get a whole lot of farm in the offlane, but getting those levels on him and then allowing him to just kind of roam around and set things up for the rest of your lanes is just it's really big. And so you might lose that one lane, but hopefully in losing that lane, you're going to win the other two big enough to kind of steamroll things forward. So that's a nice little opening there. You got the the support core duo. I really like that opening, and then you can next phase go another support, another core, probably a carry in the next phase, just because the number of carries in this current meta is kind of limited, and you're probably going to see some of those get banned out in the second phase as well. So you probably wait for your mid hero till last, but not necessarily. But I like that support core kind of pick setting up your draft. So Anarchy dipping into reserve time a little bit here. They've got the Witch Doctor out, just kind of which direction they want to go. And Outworld Devourer. Okay, so you've got the OS Frog hero of the patch, and yeah, I'm taking that title away from Invoker because that Deafening Blast nerf was actually pretty huge, and it makes Invoker much easier to deal with, I think. But still, he's a good matchup against OD, so you get rid of him. The Sven goes out as well. He's one of the most popular carries right now. He farms like crazy. He brings good team fight. So would have been some good synergy with the Witch Doctor and the OD. A lot of team fight heroes there. Getting rid of that. So the Spearbreaker falls. That's an interesting ban to me. I guess that the Nyx Assassin could have like pivoted and had the Nyx Assassin go mid and just try to mana burn OD and keep him down and then Spirit Breaker charge everywhere, but I don't know unless that's a T.A.C.K.O specialty, which we can look and see here. It doesn't appear to be a T.A.C.K.O specialty, at least in the games that show up on Dota Buff, though their info is limited. But I don't really see why the Spirit Breaker ban, but maybe Anarchy is just afraid of the mobility and the additional like global presence or team fight, I guess, with the Nyx ult and then the Spirit Breaker charge or something like that. So Spectre goes out as well. So two big carry heroes banned out by T.A.C.K.O, which doesn't really surprise me at all. It does leave heroes like the Juggernaut, the Anti-Mage, Gyrocopter. Those heroes are all still available. Anti-Mage would be pretty good matchup against OD as long as you can protect him. I don't know that he'd fit with the lineup as it currently is, but they could pick another support here. Somebody probably a little bit more offensive than Dazzle. They've got a really good defensive support, like the best defensive support. So you probably don't need another uh, Abaddon. So there you go. Okay, so maybe I mean this they could do this all kinds of different ways. They could have Abaddon be the aggressive support and run at people while Dazzle just kind of heals him up and make sure that the carry doesn't take much damage. They could run the Avid on uh, off lane and run the Nyx mid. They could run the ABBA off lane and the Knicks have him be the support. Like there's all kinds of different uh, scenarios they can go with this. So I really like the draft opening here from T.A.C.K.O. It's very flexible. Team Anarchy then picking up the Ancient Apparition, which is not a hero that you've seen a whole lot unless you're thinking about heroes like Slark and Morphling, which are both still in the pool, and potential heroes for T.A.C.K.O. And Morphling is a hero that T.A.C.K.O. does pick up. At least they've picked it up twice in their recorded matches, and they've won both times with it. So it's a good time to pick that up and not get kind of shoehorned in there by those two heroes that rely a lot on regen. The Queen of Pain comes out from T.A.C.K.O. Probably one of the only heroes that can kind of deal with OD. I would say that the Invoker, wow, so finish my thought here. First, I would say the Invoker, the Queen of Pain, and the Zeus are probably like the only mids that can at least get something out of a lane against OD. Not a lot of strong mids in this patch though that can go toe to toe. Puck would be okay. But anyway, we got the Brood Mama pickup here from Team Anarchy, so that is actually a little bit off the books. I have not seen that from them at all. I was kind of questioning what they were going to do with the off lane. They do like Earthshaker, so I thought maybe that was a possibility. I think it's a ban possibility now, even though it wouldn't really fit that well into the T.A.C.K.O lineup. So T.A.C.K.O lineup gonna need something to deal with this Brood Mother because they do not have much for it right now. They've got a little bit of AoE from the Queen of Pain, and that's about it really. So you could look at something like I don't think Legion would be very good, but she's available. Uh, Axe is available, but again, I don't know. Like I guess you could run something crazy like a carry Axe offlane ABBA. I don't know. I don't know. I have legitly no idea what T.A.C.K.O is going to do. But I'm quite interested to see how they're going to try to deal with the Brood Mama. They're going to bait out the Ember Spirit, which is a pretty good global. I mean, it's good global presence. I don't know that he really fits into Team Anarchy's lineup with the Brood Mother. You know, generally you want the Ember Spirit to get the boots of travel so that he can kind of farm all three lanes, depending on where the other team is, and then just kind of out late game people. With the Brood Mother, though, taking away basically an entire lane kind of limits your options with the Ember Spirit. It'd be interesting though to see what they're gonna go here. They do like the Anti-Mage, and he is still available. It's a pretty good pick against T.A.C.K.O's lineup. They don't have any like huge mana heroes for him to blow up, but it's pretty good for the Queen of Pain. It's good against the Dazzle. Not so great against the Nyx and the Abba. Those heroes both deal with him fairly well. So in the meantime, they're going to dip into this reserve time here, try to find out what T.A.C.K.O's last pick is going to be. And honestly, they could use the whole time up here because I'm not sure where they're going to go either. They need some kind of damage dealer, and they need something that's going to deal with the Brood Mother. So I guess Slark is an option. Morphling would have been okay, I guess, against Brood Mother. The waveform, Slark is okay against her. I don't know. They need something. It doesn't necessarily need to be ranged, but it would help. Okay, Slark is the pickup. So, all right. Uh, it's kind of a risky Slark game going into the AA and the Broodmother. There's not really much to deal with that Broodmother at all here. We've got the Dark Pact and the Scream of Pain and the. That's about it. The Sonic Wave, like those three abilities to deal with the Broodmother. So these supports are going to have to do all kinds of work trying to zone out Broodmother. They're going to need sentries. They're going to need dust. It's going to be otherwise it's going to be a really hard lane for the Slark. Team Anarchy now needs to pick up a carry of their own. Like I said, the Anti-Mage is still available. I don't know if they want to go that direction. If they wanted to, they could send the OD into the off lane and put the Templar Assassin mid. Not the greatest matchup because of the dagger, and that ticking down the refraction charges. But no, they're gonna pick up the Juggernaut. So one of the heroes that I think is the best in this current meta, personally, as far as like hard carry. Jug is picked up here in the last pick. So I remember to turn the overlay off, which is good because I'm by myself today, and I didn't figure that out last time for a long time. So we are going to jump right into the game here. And are we gonna get a customary intro pause? No, everybody's gonna stay in here. So, all right, we're gonna jump right into hero introductions. As we've got Badfish on the Slark, we've got Optimus Prime on the Abaddon, we've got Orange Jello on the Queen of Pain. Trailing up behind, we've got a friend on Dazzle and Fisting Asians on the Nyx Assassin. So they're all gonna head up here towards this Radiant top lane rune. In the meantime, Vixor, or Vizcor, on the Juggernaut. We've got El Pollo Diablo on the Outworld Devourer. We've got Guppy on the AA. Alpha on the Witch Doctor. And trailing down here, all by her lonesome, is Merely Mortal on the Brood Mama. So let's do a little inventory check here. Boop. As we wait for the fireworks to start, we can see we got a couple mangoes and only two fairy fires. Actually, both on supports, so kind of interesting. I always like to check that out. I'm a huge fan of both the Fairy Fire and the Mango. And we've got 4-on-5 lined up here in the top lane. Are they going to try to fight for this, though? And if they do, who's got the better fight? It actually looks like Abaddon is going to just peter off for this, and they're not going to fight for it. Instead, they're going to choose to try to contest this bottom room. They're not going to even get there even close to time. So both bounty runes actually going to the way of Team Anarchy. So a good start there for them as they will pick up both bounties and head into their own respective areas. So as we look at lane matchups here, both offlaners are set up against tri-lanes. I think the Brood Mother is in a much better position to try to contest hers than the Abaddon, who's just going to get harassed out of lane here by the dual range supports. They've already got Chilling Touch up on Guppy, and that does a ton of damage. So the Abba actually going to be forced back here. He does have 8 tangos, 7 now that he's eaten one. So picked up a lot of regen, anticipating a lot of early game harassment here. But I think again they're just going to be looking for levels here. Uh, with the offlaner now, especially the Abaddon, since he's a melee hero, you can go for that Iron Talon early on. So he just needs to be able to stick around in lane long enough to get that, and then he can just duck into that side camp and start farming away at least a little bit. In the meantime, Merely Mortal is got a sentry down, throwing out some webs here and there, trying to control this lane as much as possible, while the supports of TG are pulling away here. So they're going to be pulling this lane back up towards their tower, which is a place that Brood Mama does not want to be, especially only level 2. Only those 3 entry webs. No, 2 entry webs. So going to need another point in that if going to be hoping to get closer to that tower anytime soon here. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and switch into our last hit denies, and we can see that things are fairly even throughout the board. You've got the offlaners. The only difference is the offlaners, where there's 4 CS for the Broodmother and none for the Abaddon, now 5. But really, other than that, you've got a barely like a 3 CS lead in the mid and 2 in the carries. So things pretty close here. Both teams kind of content to settle into a nice little farming game here. The Nyx Assassin has rotated into this mid lane with an invisibility rune, so looking to try to find El Pollo Diablo a little bit further away from the tower here, and the wave is going to come out, so he's maybe going to have an opportunity here as there goes the OD, throws out a bottle charge. There's an attack and a stun. Here comes the Queen of Pain, but the prison's going to come out, and that's going to be the end of that. So they didn't really have much of a shot there with only the level 1 Nyx Assassin and only 2 levels in the Scream of Pain. Not much opportunity to get anything even remotely close to a kill this early. Oh my goodness, and then as that's going on, Merely Mortal comes in from the back and destroys the Dazzle. So this is the problem with this offlane, is they really have nothing to deal with Merely Mortal. So missed the first blood here on All About Dota. Thank you, Legion 170, for your fantastic camera work. Uh, pings are going to come out from Badfish. I think he's expecting a ward there, and then the Ooh, they're actually going to eat it. So they both ate them. Wow, that was pretty extraordinary. I've got to imagine. One was quelling. Looks like the Radiant Ward was quelling, and the Dire Ward from Merely Mortal was eaten with the Tango. So both teams trying to fight over vision there, which is going to be absolutely 100% like the difference here. If they can't see this Broodmother, she's just going to walk all over him. She's got 3 points in her spawn broodlings already. She can just walk up to Badfish and just munch him down. Does have 2 levels in Dark Pact, but it's not enough damage to really deal with the Spiderlings. So in the meantime, Guppy is wandering around here through the jungle. It does not look like they've got any stacks going on. They are warded up here in this pole camp still. A little surprised that they're not dealing with that. Instead, they're choosing to push into the tower, which is fine. They need to get somebody up here for the 52 pull stack pull though. Control the wave a little bit. Instead, they're going to look for an early tower. I just don't think they have the damage for this right now, and the creep wave's not going to get there in time, so they might as well just back up and get a nice little stack. Merely Mortal has got a bunch of Spiderlings, and if this next assassin isn't careful, I guess he's level 2, but he does not have Spike Carapace, so does not really have the tools to deal with Merely Mortal right now, or to get away. So the supports need to be very careful. Yep, there's the next assassin. He's taking a lot of damage here. He does throw out a stun onto most of them. Is there a 14 seconds on the Soul Ring. So if that Soul Ring would have been available, that would have been a very dead Nyx Assassin. Does get a heal from a friend, but not able to do that. The Pounce does miss there as the Poison does connect. They do have that Sentry there, and now Merely Mortal is going to be 100% certain that another one is down and just kind of ducks back into the jungle here. That's the thing with the Broodmother and this new webbing and the way that the jungle is outlined, she can get so much. She doesn't even have to be in the lane. She can just wait for you to push it all the way into the tower, just farm your jungle, and then she'll just come back, push it out to where she's safe, or not safe anymore, and then just kind of rinse and repeat. So this Broodmother is doing all kinds of work in the off lane, and that is the biggest difference here. As you look at the CS, you see 36 and 6 for the Broodmother, and you see 1 for the Abaddon. So things are a little bit more of a struggle there for Optimus Prime than they are for Merely Mortal, as she's been able to get quite a bit done. The Nyx Assassin has rotated back into this mid lane as Queen of Pain is quite low and trying to help out any way they can. The regen is activated there, so that is a very nice rune for her to have. Mana Boots on the way as soon as the courier can get there, so things are actually looking pretty decent for her. She is getting out CS by about 10, and there's 10 denies there as well, so I mean, things could definitely be better, but they could be worse too. She could be dying in this lane, so I guess they're getting something out of it, but across the board, things are looking really good for TA right now. This Broodmother pick was absolutely brilliant. Like they recognized right away that there were no tools to deal with it, and at least as far as I saw on the Dota buff, there was no mention of this being played. So a really good ace in the hole if this is actually something that they haven't done yet. A really good card to keep into your finals matchup. Get a nice hopefully you hope for the 1 game win, and oh my goodness, I miss another kill there as the OD is picked off by the Nyx Assassin after picking a kill, the Queen of Pain. All right, so we need to start seeing some fights here, gentlemen, ladies. And actually, we got the Abaddon here. He's gonna go down. He's got ticked up by the Maledict. He's not gonna die yet. One more attack from the Juggernaut will do it. Hey, we saw kill. It took 4 of them, but we got one. We're making progress here as the Queen of Pain is going to beam back into the mid lane here. Maybe going to look to go for Guppy. They did have vision there. Goes up here to try to get some CS while the OD is not available. The OD does come in and throws out a couple nice free bottle charges for Guppy. Unfortunately, Jello not going to get that top rune. It is going to be picked up by the Nyx Assassin, who is going to head towards the top lane. And in the meantime, here we've got Slark, and he is trying to get that jungle creep down. It did look like he did kill that, but the Broodmother coming in. She wants her farm, and Slark cannot have it. She's going to send the creeps after the Dazzle, at least initially, and then pulls them back. And then back into the jungle we go here. Both teams seem pretty content with just farming for now. I mean, Broodmother especially, she's got Midas, 1,000 gold besides. They're going to take a tower here. They already took a tower here. What am I thinking? After they got that kill. Um, so just pretty content to do that. Abaddon's only level 4. Oh my goodness. The roaming Nyx Assassin's level 5. So that is actually a pretty gigantic problem right now. Is the offlaner level is just he's not gonna be able to do anything. He can't even like throw out shields and heal people. He's only got well, can't heal people at all because he has no points in it, and he only has 2 points in Aphotic Shield. So things are kind of slowly starting to snowball the way of TA, but TG's got some tools to take some fights here as long as they get their levels in a reasonable time. Ping comes out here from Vizcor on the mid lane. Looks like they're going to rotate that way. So he's actually picked up a Helm of the Dominator, try to farm up even more than he already has, and he's up at 65 and 21. So we go ahead and flip over to net worth, and we can see that the three core heroes for the Dire are the 1, 2, and 3 here for net worth as well, which doesn't really surprise looking at their CS totals and just kind of the way the game has gone so far. But there it is. So they're going to rotate here down towards this bottom lane. They're going to look for a Roshan. They do have a lot of Spiderlings. Or are they just going to look for a kill? Looks like maybe they're going to go for a fight. There is a ward here for the Radiant. They're going to walk right by it, so they're going to see this coming a mile away. So you see a friend in Badfish. They are hightailing it out of there, but they're not going to get out in time. Here are the Spiderlings. The Dazzle just explodes immediately. Brood Spider just destroys him, and Badfish is in a lot of trouble too. The Omni is actually expended. I don't know that needed to happen, but to pick up a quick double tick kill there, and a great rotation come out of Vizcor. So if they want to, they could probably take the Roshan here. They've got enough Spiderlings, but they're going to take this tower instead. Maybe take the tower and then go. They'll have a nice little Spiderling armory. And yeah, the Stomp for the Roshan will just obliterate those things. But if you do it in waves, he'll kind of focus on those while you kill him. And they have a lot of tools to do that. Oh my goodness, the TP's coming out here. The Queen of Pain and the Slark both TPing into the middle of this. The Nyx Assassin stun did not connect earlier, but Vizcor may be in a little bit of trouble. He does spin up. Here comes a coconut onto Badfish. Now the Maledict comes out, and the Death Ward, which will only connect with the Nyx Assassin, and Badfish is just going to destroy the Witch Doctor through the ultimate there. Now the Spiderlings are out. The Ward is out as well. Now things are turning very badly for Vizcor as a double kill does get picked up by the Broodmother, but two heroes do fall as well. One going to the Slark, so or no, both went to the Slark. So two double kills coming out there. Slark picking up some much needed gold. Broodmother not dying, which is something that I think that needs to worry TG a little bit. As good as Vizcor is doing, this Broodmother is just destroying the map right now. She's got 2,000 gold in Oblivion Staff, so I mean that's basically the second Oblivion Staff. So she needs like 800 gold, and she's gonna have Orchid, and that's just dead support every time they show up. Oh, Queen of Pain was really low there, 230 health, but Merely Mortal didn't have enough mana. Pounce is going to miss there from Badfish, as does the Dark Pact. So no damage really coming out there. And it looks like Vizcor and Witch Doctor, who is Alpha, are going to rotate down into this, and they want this tower. So unless we get another massive Radiant rotation, they're probably going to get it. The next Assassin is invised up. No, he's got the ultimate. Vendetta is up. So he's going to Vendetta into here. Probably going to look for the Alpha. Yep, it's like they walk right by Vizcor, right into Alpha, and he is just dead. Vizcor takes a lot of damage from the Queen of Pain. Now he's trying to spin desperately away. He throws out the Omni Slash, trying to get maybe a kill here before he expires, but not lucky enough. Bounces. Dust does get popped there onto the Merely Mortal before the Dazzle did expire there. Slark took a lot of damage, forced to ult and then run away, which lets Merely Mortal walk this dust off. So again, the Broodmother getting out without losing much, though that is definitely a very good trade for the Radiant and T.A.C.K.O Gaming. So like I said, T.A.C.K.O has tools to deal with this. They just needed to get some levels, and that does appear that they have found those levels. They've got the ults up on the Baden and the Nyx Assassin. They've got they actually skipped the weave on the Dazzle level 6, which is kind of interesting. In the meantime, here, Guppy, though, is picking up some decent farm as he has got himself a sub 14 minutes, because obviously he used it at least once, so sub 13 minutes. Uh, Midas, which is really, really nice for a 5 support Ancient Apparition. But I guess at this point, probably the Witch Doctor is the 5 support. So looking to pick up that Aghanim Scepter, deal with the Slark quickly, which is definitely a good call. The Witch Doctor Ags is really good, but he can get it later and not do too badly. The Gravy is going to come out here onto the Slark as Merely Mortal chases him down into the tower there, and so he's going to allow his carry to escape. Meanwhile, more broodlings are going to get spawned up, and the cycle continues. Merely Mortal is just wrecking this game right now. Orchid is up. Gonna go look for some support in the back lane. Oh, pinged out by Badfish there. He knows that they're back, that she's back there looking for a kill. And so Dazzle has to stay outside of the webs. If she goes into the webs, she's just dead. Oh, the silence does come out here onto the Slark, but the Ancient Apparition plus the nice little silence is just going to force him back enough to get that tower. As massive rotation, we had the Abaddon and the Queen of Pain come in here to make sure that the Slark stayed alive. Now Merely Mortal is going to rotate through the jungle here towards the mid lane. Probably going to start laying some webs in that direction as well. Yep, there it goes. There is a massive army hero. The Pounce does connect there. The Dark Pact will follow. Here comes a Dust, and the Queen of Pain wave will murder all the broodlings, and then Slark will take care of the rest. The nice Ancient Apparition all from close range there, as Badfish is going to take a lot of damage. The OD ult will follow, but it doesn't do enough damage to break anybody apart yet. A nice stun there onto 2. El Polio Diablo is very low, but they're just going to back off, satisfied with what they've got, and they definitely should be. That Broodmother kill was really big. They get a deny as well. So very good movement, very good synergy and teamwork there coming out from TG. So Yasha is picked up by Vizcor, so again looking for more farm. Still not much on the Witch Doctor, which is to be expected. Looks to be Rod of Aoi most likely on the OD. We've got the Midas there, and we do have boots now onto the Broodmother, most likely saving up to get some nice little boots of travels. In the meantime, what items we got here? We do have a Shadow Blade now on the Slark, so we're going to be able to move in tandem with that Nyx Assassin here pretty shortly. Looks to be Vlad's on Abba. Anything else interesting? Looks like probably Aether Lens up on OD. They do have a sentry there, so OD did see that. I don't know if Nyx knows that or not, because nothing attacked him. The creeps were engaged, and OD held back, but they do have that sight there. But it does appear Aether Lens will be next up here for the Nyx, which will help with his first 2 skills quite a bit. Uh, oh, both Invis heroes kind of sitting on top of each other. Merely Mortal does take the Vendetta damage and then a stun as well before he can go invisible. The Dazzle stun almost kills. Here comes an Orchid now, and they've rotated everybody down here. The Nyx Assassin may still die here. Merely Mortal, it did activate the ult and was trying to lifesteal enough to stay alive, but not going to happen as 4 heroes rotate down. That's a dead Broodmother, and that is a nice little 1,500 gold exchange and 1,600 experience exchange as well, going the way of TG. And in the meantime, oh, hello, you were way in the middle of nowhere there, Badfish. Comes all the way back into the tier 2 to pick off the poor little Witch Doctor. So I got a little too focused on the bottom fight and missed another kill. Hopefully nobody's tallying these. Alright, so we got Slark picking up a nice bounty. They're going to push into this bottom T1 tower, looking for their first tower kill of the game, as Queen of Pain is going to run into Guppy, throws out a dagger and an ultimate, but it is not going to be enough as the Fairy Fire is ticked up. It was maybe a little ambitious. I don't. They will pick up the tower kill for it, so it's not like it's a bad exchange. Just I don't know that you should have had much expectation for getting that kill by yourself. Meanwhile, Nyx is vendetted up once more and is walking through the jungle here, looking for the OD. He's gonna do the damage, the stun, nice little mana burn, and then have to walk away. And El Pollo Diablo just ignores him completely, just keeps farming. He knows that the rest of the team is most likely not there, as they were just bottom. He just picks up some CS. So we're 9-9. We're dead even on the kill score. Let's look at where we are on the XP, which is and gold. Both sitting a little around. Well, XP was about 2,500, gold about 5,000. Lead for the Dire. Yep. And so things are pretty close. Not really much to be seen there. Aether Lens is almost finished on Nyx, which will be pretty nice for him. Be more interesting to see. I'm assuming he's going to go that instead of the early Blink Dagger and just kind of rely on the range and the Vendetta to get him into position and then go for the Aghanims next. Uh, but I could be wrong. I mean, he doesn't need to go Vlad's because you got the Abba to carry that, obviously. Oh, they did see the Abba there, but and there are a lot of heroes here. Oh, they see the Nyx assassin. He will get silenced up and then spawn Spiderlings and just a nice little easy pick off there as Vendetta expires by merely mortal, and now wants to get more as he's going to run for this Queen of Pain. Are they going to be able to catch him to slow? Will come out here from the Ancient Apparition, and now some auto attacks coming out from the spiders, but no. Blink will come up, and Dazzle is there. So in the meantime here, Silver Edge is completed by Badfish and working now on a Eye of Scotty. Not much progress made toward that Eye of Scotty next, but does have the Orb of Venom in the bank, so most likely the item to go, which will help him tank up against the right clicks of Merely Mortal and Vizcor, and hopefully steal enough essence to do stuff. He's going to actually try to backline here as he's going to walk around here looking for Guppy. He is going to hit him with the Silver Edge. The pounce actually hits on Alpha, though. The ultimate comes out from the Ancient Apparition. It does connect with Badfish, but he throws out his own ultimate in response, and now the Dire heroes are just ticking down. Finally, the Slark is killed by the OD ultimate, and a nice little Omni Slash is going to pick up another kill as well, but now Optimus Prime and Orange Jello are left to clean up the mess here. They do have the ward here for El Pollo Diablo. He's going to actually pick up a triple kill there. The orb's doing work here. The prison does come out here for the Queen of Pain, which she does have a blink here, and she is just going to immediately use it to go backwards towards her own base. So it's going to be a 4-4-4 exchange there. And the tower, and El Pollo Diablo picking up a lot of that. So it's actually a pretty even trade there. Does have some more benefit for the Dire, obviously, because of that. I would say mostly because of that tower gold, but look at that 1875 gold going to the OD. That is actually really, really big and did all kinds of damage there. So OD doing work here with the Rod of Owie pickup already. That ultimate was really nice, cut through the prison, killed Slark before he could try to get away and do any kind of regen. So nice synergy there between the AA ult and keeping the regen off, and then the OD finishing him off with a nice little prison before you can like pounce or do something crazy and get away. And the BKB is going to be next, which is actually what I was going to suggest for some of these stuns and magical damage. Badfish actually misses on a pounce there. Vizcor is going to get stunned up, and a lot of essence transfer going off here as a nice double stun comes out from Fisting Asians. But now Odie's going to turn on the pain. 3 orbs kill the Slark, and now Fisting Asians has to run for his life as the Dazzle's TPing up here, and they're going to have to defend this. But it's going to be 5-on-3 as Optimus Prime is nowhere near here. Does he have a TP? He does have a teleport scroll, so off trying to get a little bit of farm in the offlane, they're just going to have to concede this tower. As soon as the creep wave gets here, they have no way to deal with this. They don't want to buy back the Slark right now. He's the only one even remotely close in net worth to the core heroes for Team Anarchy. So Basher is picked up here for the Broodmother. SNY is completed on the Jugs. So things are escalating pretty quickly here, pretty well for the Dire. I'm a little surprised that this AA doesn't have anything towards the Aghanim Scepter yet, as the Midas is picked up quite a long time ago. But apparently just using that extra money to buy up wards and not really focusing on those components. It has died 2 times, it doesn't have a kill, but Still, with 3 assists, you would think there'd be a little bit, but anyway, they're going to siege this tower with the Spiderlings here, and Optimus Prime is trying to keep the creeps off and let the tower do some work to these Spiderlings, but oh my goodness, how apparently a shield went off there. I don't know. I was not expecting a fight going off there as the Abaddon does pick off a kill there. The Scream of Pain does connect on 3, but now the 2 supports for the Dire are down. The Omni Slash is going to tick off the Dazzle, though. Now the Prison onto Fisting Agents, and a great stun comes out there. 3 heroes stunned there. The OD will pay with his life for that. And now Dust comes out on the Merely Mortal. Optimus Prime wants to go for this. I don't think he has an ult now, though. He is ticking down really quickly. Fisting Agents trying to go one-on-one here against Merely Mortal. Merely Mortal does get down there. A nice little ultra kill picked up by the Abaddon, and now Viscor is looking for cleanup. But the Queen of Pain here is back. She's got full health. He's going to try to spin away. They do have a T1 tower here, so their support's going to be able to TP in here in like 2 seconds. Are they going to get there in time, though? The dagger does come out and an auto attack, and she's going to go for this. The Scream is actually going to kill there, so the Sonic Wave committed. It does kill. Fisting Agent is going to avoid the AA ult. Now AA is in some trouble as he gets ticked down with a dagger and a nice little mana burn. The heal, though, coming out from the Witch Doctor, maybe going to save him, but Orange Jello's going to go in. Nice little Scream again. Now Alpha going to throw out the Death Ward, trying to kill Orange Jello, and Orange Jello's just going to duck into the trees and TP away. Great team fight there from TG, and it was set up by Fisting Asians, stunning 3 heroes there, stunned all 3 core heroes of the Dire, allowed the OD to die, and once that OD goes down, things seem to kind of go very, very poorly, very quickly for Team Anarchy. And S and Y actually picked up by Optimus Prime, so a nice little ultra kill turning into a ton of gold there for the offlaner, who definitely needed a little bit of a boost. Mech is almost completed by the Dazzle 2, so they're going to have a lot of sustain coming out. It does kind of feel like Merely Mortal, even though is second on the net worth and really dominated this bottom lane, it kind of feels like the impact from the Broodmother has kind of tapered off a little bit. She's trying to be into these fights, which is, I think, good, but at the same time, like, once the fights start turning poorly for you, like they have, and they're actually going to go for the Roshan here now, but once the fights start to turn poorly, I almost wonder if the Broodmother would be better served to be off in a lane by herself, threatening the T3. You know, just kind of split things up a little bit. This Aegis is going to be really nice because El Pollo Diablo is going to have 2 lives now, and they could barely deal with him with 1 life. The BKB pickup, I believe, is completed as well. Yeah, so BKB is up. So that is going to be one scary Outworld Devourer right now. And it looks like TA is just going to try to press what advantage they have, and it is a pretty slight one, up the mid lane. Take this last T2 tower, which is pretty low, and they will get without basically any concession. Sargar's farming up these ancients. They don't see him there, at least yet. Now they see him because they've got a nice little ward there. He is pinged out. They know that he's back behind. He's going to go look for something. I have no idea where he's going. Just going to try to split things out, I guess, and try to get that T1. In the meantime, though, his T3 is going to be threatened. A nice little Sonic Wave is going to connect with most of the creeps, killing them off, and Viscor, which does a little damage to him, but not, the more important thing was getting rid of those creeps, not allowing him to continue to frontline and do damage to their tower. So now both teams are back. Slark is back. He must have headed up for a CP scroll there at the side shop. Some dagger and scream onto Viscor to try to move him back, just letting the Juggernaut frontline. The ward is up now, along with the Witch Doctor heal. Maybe not completely needed. I think that the Witch Doctor heal would have been enough now, and now that they don't have that ward, they've got 45 seconds without it. This is a really good time for TG to take a fight if they want to. So if they see an opportunity, this is the time to initiate. They do have 2 heroes with Invis, but there is a sentry ward for the Dire, both in this bottom area and in the mid. So if they're going to try to wrap, they're going to have to wrap from the top. But instead, TA is going to take this. A nice little stun there. The long range stun coming out from Fisting Asians. And now they're going to kind of move a little bit more aggressively forward as the tower does fall down to a quarter HP. So once again, we've got the wave coming up here. This time they are met with a catapult as well, and now they've got the Spiderlings. Stun again comes out. They're trying to get rid of some of these creeps. But the heal is kind of helping things out here. Now the catapult is there. The silence comes out on Viscor. A nice Sonic Wave onto 4 heroes. El Pollo Diablo did not get the the damage saved because he does the BK goes through the BKB. He dies fairly quickly there, along with the Witch Doctor. But the Merely Mortal is cleaning things up as well. Optimus Prime picks up a double kill, but so does Merely Mortal. And now OD is looking for Optimus Prime to die. The ult does pop there. The prison will come out in response, and they can go for this. The Rod of Owie is up in 3 seconds. He is silenced up, though. He's all by himself. His team decided to go for the objectives, and Viscor, they're not even doing much to the objectives. Badfish now is going to pounce into Merely Mortal. He's going to die to the OD hammer, and now Queen of Pain's in some trouble. A nice little bash coming out there, and she's going to fall as well. The Slark is going to buy back and try to force these heroes back. A prison comes out from the Outworld Devour. The pounce onto Merely Mortal. Badfish, though, is maybe in some trouble. He doesn't realize there was a sentry there. He's not going to die because of the shield from the Abaddon, and they're actually going to pick up El Pollo Diablo. And they're... Oh, my goodness. Oh, the Broodmother just barely gets out. The dust picked up or expended by Viscor to try to slow down the Slark, and now he's going to duck into the trees and watch them walk by. He does not have a teleport scroll, so he's going to now sneak his way back up, and he's actually going to get away, so... a buyback expired. Melee Rack's dead, but a fairly decent turnaround there for TG. I mean, obviously it's not ideal. You don't want to lose your barracks, and I think if they would have taken the fight maybe a little bit earlier than they did, that they would have had a chance at not doing so. But a pretty good fight overall there for them. They picked up some kills. They got rid of the Aegis. The 10-second BKB is down. If they can get El Pollo Diablo low enough for the Sonic Wave to kill him, that's going to be huge. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's going to have to probably be the Slark, the Slark Silver Edge, maybe a stun. So if you get like a good long range Nyx Assassin stun or some Vendetta damage or something, maybe you can lead with that into like a Slark Silver Edge and just get like really low, and then the Panic BKB as the HP falls low, and then you get a Sonic Wave. That's probably going to be their best bet to kill him before that BKB does pop. They are smoked up here, and oh my goodness, what is happening with my screen, as Guppy is going to be the unfortunate victim of this attack. Though Coconut does come out, and it just bounces between two heroes, but still Ancient Apparition is going to die, and so is the Witch Doctor. So a smoke for two supports. Badfish looking for a little bit more, but Viscor is just going to walk himself out away from that, and that's going to be it. So a good little 2,000 gold pickup and 1,800 experience. Not too shabby for a 50 gold smoke in rotation. We've got 1, 2, 3 minutes until a counter. It looks like 4 minutes until Roshan spawns. And I can never read the second part very well, but we got 3 to 4 minutes until we can find out when that Roshan is going to be back up. TA probably going to just think about waiting for that. I mean, if you lose the supports there, like, yeah, it sucks. You gave him some gold and some experience, but they had to move his 5. They don't have very much vision. They've only got one tower killed. Like, if that's what you're giving up for more farming space and another Aegis, I think that's probably an acceptable loss. Abyssal Blade is actually picked up by Merely Mortal here, so looking for ways to control that Slark, most likely before the ultimate can come out, or even the Queen of Pain. Not going to be super great against the Abaddon because the shield should dispel that stun, as long as he uses it afterwards. So maybe looking to control him a little bit. He has been the hero doing the most damage and in these fights for T.A.C.K.O Gaming. And actually, we're going to see another smoke come out here as they're going to try to wrap behind here. They're going to run into the courier. It's going to die. It had nothing on it, though. Alpha is going to die as well. And so now they're going to continue the wrap. A sentry is placed here for the Dire, and now they're going to run to here. Viscor is taking a ton of damage. He is silenced up, so he can't Omni Slash, but the OD just destroys the Slark, and now the Omni Slash comes out. The Grave onto Fisting Agents, but there's a stun coming out onto him. Optimus Prime is going to take a ton of damage. The ult does tick down a nice stun right before the expiration of the Nyx Assassin is going to save him, but a friend is going to die instead. El Pollo Diablo is going to get killed, and then the Spawn Spiderlings comes out from the Brood to finish off Optimus Prime. So a chaotic fight in which Alpha died immediately, and the Ancient Apparition, Queen of Pain, and Broodmother are the only survivors. Abba actually buys back here, so gonna look to try to prevent any more uh, objective damage coming out here from the Dire. As we can see, a nice swing there for Team Anarchy as they're picking up 4 heroes and a buyback at the expense of 2 heroes. Juggernaut does have an Abyssal as well. Okay, I thought that I saw that get cast out in the middle of that Omni Slash, but I wasn't 100% sure. So, dual Abyssals coming out now from the Dire, and we've got 2 components of an Aghanim Scepter onto the Witch Doctor. So, it doing pretty good there as we got 3 components on the Ancient Apparition. So that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I guess like 5, 6 minutes ago, it didn't seem like Ancient Apparition had anything, and now all of a sudden it's got 900 gold to pick up Ags. So and about 40 seconds until we see another Roshan. I'm sure the timer probably just came up, but there's too much for me to watch at one time, so I might have missed it. So again, Team Anarchy just kind of content to harass maybe a little bit in these off lane portions. Oh, they actually put down multiple wards here. They've got 2 observers and a sentry up here, brand new for Radiance. That was a accidental misclick. Tried to get an observer and a sentry down and didn't double click apparently. So 3 wards actually kind of wasted there. They did see the Broodmother out there and forced her to run down to the bottom lane, but still, Roshan is up. It gets pinged up immediately because of this nice little Wild Wing Ripper that's hanging out there. Vixor is going to have some illusions. And there goes the Roshan. Is there any response for TG? It doesn't look like it. Even if they know that it's happening. Oh, actually, they apparently do know it's happening, and they're going to smoke up and head that way. So they're heading to the pit. They're not going to get there even remotely in time. So are they going to continue this? No, they're not. So they realized what was going on just a little bit too late. And so wasted smoke, and that should be smokes for them. Apparently not. Apparently they've got a bunch of smokes. So that should show me, right? I don't know. I actually don't know how to check that from the Radiant perspective. That should be it for smokes though, because they used 3 of them, so it's probably it for 7 minutes, unless they bought some earlier and then just held them. But that doesn't seem likely. So another Aegis out onto the OD, a Blink Dagger up as well, so going to be able to sit into the middle of fights, let that Juggernaut and Broodmother kind of frontline things, maybe protect the supports a little bit in the back. If you've got the OD back there with the supports, maybe they will be a little bit more scared to try to do those wraps and things of that nature. Slark trying to get something going here on the top lane. The tower is almost dead, so he'll be able to pick that up fairly quickly. And his farm is stagnated pretty decently as well. He's not getting kills. He is dying. Trying to pick up a BKB. Going to go for this tower here, and as the defense does come out, Spiderlings go in. A nice little scream and then blink away from the Queen of Pain. And it kind of feels like TG playing on their back foot. They were trying to be aggressive earlier, and now that they're trying to defend this uphill, they're kind of run out of room to back out. It's just looking for a mistake here. We saw this last week where the team was trying to get uphill, and it's just all about looking for that mistake. Silence is going to come out on Viscor, and then the Sonic Wave is going to connect with the OD, which knocks him relatively low, but it does have an Aegis left. So not much mana out onto the OD. The Healing Ward did get used there. They're going to back up, wait for creeps, and here come a little bit of mana from the mana boots. There's enough for like 2 orbs, and hopefully you get some procs of that Essence Aura. Well, hopefully if you're Team Anarchy. If you're T.A.C.K.O Gaming, you definitely don't want that to happen. But it is actually going to proc right there. Viscor is going to take some damage, and another heat and another silence there coming out. So they don't want the Omni as a way of initiating those fights. Team Anarchy, though, they just want to kill this tower. They kill the tower, then they take the fight. TG, you probably want to take the fight before the tower dies, if there's an opportunity. Now El Pollo Diablo actually going to frontline things here as he's out of mana. Wants the Aegis to expire here. He's going to take stuns and a lot of damage here from the Dark Pack and then the Sonic Wave. But then the Omni Slash does initiate here, and Abaddon just destroyed there with the right click from Viscor. Another Abyssal goes onto a friend, and this could be GG here as a tower goes down. Merely Mortal's running away. Orange Jello has to run away. Buyback does come out from the Slark here. The OD still hasn't used, it did use the BKB, so he's going to take some mana burn there. But that's going to be a full set of racks there. Now OD blinks aggressively forward looking for something and not going to get it as the team backs up towards this mid lane and trying to get this ranged racks down. So objective based Dota right now for TA as they're trying to just close this thing out. They're going immediately for this top tower. Viscor is dealing all kinds of damage with that Abyssal Blade to this. And they're just going to run through it. Slark comes into the middle here, trying to start things out here. A Sonic Wave does get used onto 3. Alpha is going to die. Ancient Apparition All is going to connect onto Badfish. He's going to ult up, though, and try to go after Viscor. Now he's going to change his mind, go after Merely Mortal. Now he's going to have to just run away because he's in the middle of the team by himself. And this is going to be the last barracks. And this is most likely where the GG comes. Oh, Viscor takes a ton of damage, and a double kill comes out there as the Dark Pack finishes him off. Merely Mortal now is in a lot of danger. Triple kill picked up by the Slark, but now Slark is getting ticked down by OD as 3 orbs do kill him. El Pollo Diablo picking up that kill. Now the Orchid comes out onto the OD, and he's going to get ticked down by Orange Jello, and now Guppy is in some trouble as well. 1 click, 2 click. A dagger does come out, a scream, and 2 more will do it. So Orange Jello doing some work there along with the Slark to pick things up. But now we got the Spider Legs. They're trying to tick things down here. They hide a little bit. But now they're just ticking it down. It's going to die. They don't notice. The creeps aren't there. Oh, I think Nyx noticed at the last second there. He's actually going to pick up the kill there with 3 Spiderlings that had like no HP left. That's going to be megas for Team Anarchy, and yeah, GG does come out there. Their only shot was to try to push something up without megas, but not going to happen. So that's going to be game 1. A very close game throughout there between T.A.C.K.O Gaming and Team Anarchy. Is just they just didn't have the tools to deal with the Broodmother. I felt that the Broodmother created enough space for the Outworld Devourer to just kind of take over the game. And the Juggernaut played very well as well. You know, there was just a ton of space. Look at that, 260 last hits. Just dominated the Slark tri-lane and did really well in kind of creating that space. So interesting to see if they decide to ban that out in the next game. All right, guys, so that'll be it for game 1. We'll be back here in about 3 to 5 minutes, probably with game number 2. This is All About Dota. I'm Legion 170, and you are watching the NA Playoff 1 finals of the Amateur Dota 2 League. Alright, guys, welcome back. This is All About Dota. I am Legion 170, and we are casting some AD2L playoff action. This is playoff one, or Group 1 of the entry league for the North American scene, and we are in the championship game between Team Anarchy and T.A.C.K.O Gaming. In Game 1, we saw the Broodmother, fourth pick, kind of take T.A.C.K.O by surprise and create enough space for the Outworld Devourer to kind of take things over and lead Team Anarchy to a pretty commanding Game 1 victory. And now we're going to switch into the draft here and see if T.A.C.K.O can come up with some kind of response. And the openers look pretty identical. The one notable exception being the OD banned out in the first phase instead of the Faceless Void. So no OD, so we pick up the Faceless instead on Anarchy, and the Ancient Apparition also banned out there as well. So definitely a good idea to get rid of that support that can deal with two of your preferred carries in the Morphling and the Slark. So, and even though it didn't seem like the Ancient did a ton in that game, I think he did enough with the ultimate on Slark to deal some pretty massive damage. The Invoker, like, so the first three bans for Anarchy basically identical. Um, but we got a little change from T.A.C.K.O as they're going to try to mix up the pace. The Abaddon, or Abaddon, whatever, banned out here from Anarchy, as it did quite a bit of damage to them throughout their fights. There was an ultra kill picked up by Optimus Prime on the event. There was a triple kill, I think, at one point, multiple double kills. So he did a lot of work once he finally got levels and some gold on him. So just get rid of that, not let that offlane torment you quite so much. So instead of looking at picks here, again, we've got the Witch Doctor Dazzle kind of first phase openings from each team, both going back to their preferred supports. And then we've got kind of an aggressive potential core. I guess in the last game they opened up with the Dazzle Nyx Assassin. This is a similar opening with Dazzle Tusk. Tusk can be an offlaner, but most likely probably going to be a support. So you've got a little bit more aggressive support that's going to lend some more damage this time around. The Nyx Assassin in the support role just doesn't really lend a lot of right click or damage dealing. Like he was good against the OD because he had the mana burn, but at a certain point that kind of falls off and becomes less important, and with only having the Aether Lens, just didn't really seem to do a whole lot there. I seem to be muted in game for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. Let's go ahead and mess things up really quick. Oh my goodness, maybe if I could click. See if I can fix that in-game sound. I don't know if anybody's watching in-game. Okay, there we go. Looks like we're fixed now. So the Doom is actually picked up here. So that's probably going to be the offlaner. Like I said, we're going to open with two supports from T.A.C.K.O. We got the Doom coming out here as well. So it looks like a little bit more aggression coming out from T.A.C.K.O. this time around, as the Optimus Prime Doom most likely, followed by the Fisting Fusion's Tusk, I would guess. A friend played the Dazzle last time, so I would expect him to do so again this time around. As Anarchy is going to dip into their pool of reserve time for the first time. And Faceless Witch Doctor, pretty classic combo. Yeah, you can't put the ward inside anymore, but it's not really that big a deal. As long as you can get it somewhere around there, it's going to hit the target. So interesting what they're going to try to pick up here to try to synergize. The Oracle has actually picked up. We haven't seen a lot of Oracle lately in the pro or amateur scene. He's good at dealing with Darkseer and things of that nature. Good at purging off some of those buffs. I don't think though that there's anything really here that is purgeable. The poison, I guess, but I don't really know if you're going to want to waste a purge on that. I don't think anything else is purgeable. Is this Infernal Blade? Nah. The burn might be. But it's good protection from the Doom, so Faceless Void gets doomed up, and then the Oracle can come in with like False Promise and things of that nature. The worst part about Oracle, from my standpoint as a caster, I don't play Oracle, so like knowing what his skills are called, which is something that you should probably think that I should know by now, but it's a relatively new hero. Anyway, I'll quit rambling and we'll look at T.A.C.K.O and what their options are here. Elder Titan. All right. So I did notice, again, there's only like 6 games played under the official AD2L ticket for T.A.C.K.O, but one hero that they have played again with success. They've got 2 games on the Elder Titan and 2 different wins, and it actually looks like they have played almost an identical lineup about 2.5 weeks ago against Team Lincoln's, to where Juggernaut actually is going to be this final pickup as long as Anarchy does not pick or ban it themselves. Uh, they could pick up a Slark or a Slark as well. Lone Druid is banned out. They played the Slark in a similar type lineup about a month ago, but my guess would be Juggernaut probably. So we'll see if Team Anarchy has done their homework and if they can pick or ban that out. It wouldn't be a great pick for them. It doesn't synergize very well with the Faceless Void. If the Faceless Void is going to be an offlaner, which I would expect some kind of ranged carry to go with him. Last week they played the Spectre as the carry with him, but they had the Zeus. This game they're going to have a Phantom Lancer. So looking to maybe split things up. It's not the best synergy with the Faceless Void, but I guess if they pick up a good mid laner here, the Invoker's not available. Queen of Pain is. So that would be something that would work pretty well with the Chronosphere. But it doesn't look like they're going to play around Chronosphere. It looks like it's going to be a tool in the old toolbox, but it doesn't look like that's something they're going to play around too much. And the Juggernaut, they actually did their homework, so props to Guppy and Team Anarchy for looking that up as well, as they ban out the Juggernaut here, leaving T.A.C.K.O searching for an answer at carry. Will it be the Slark again, or will we see something new here coming out for Badfish? Let's see, other carries that they played on, according to Dota Buff, it looks like Lycan. Nope, Lycan was against them, so it looks like Morphling and Slark are basically the two besides the Juggernaut. So I would be a little bit surprised if they don't go Slark here. Anarchy doesn't have the best ways to deal with Slark. I mean, the Chronosphere is obviously very good, so if he throws up the ult, then you can throw up a Chronosphere and just wait it out. But other than that, I mean, it's not the best anti-Slark lineup. It's not the best lineup for Slark either, though. He doesn't have a lot of easy targets. The Oracle won't be an easy target once level 6 comes about. Witch Doctor's kind of an easy target, but again, yeah, okay, so Slark is the pick here. Badfish did pretty well, considering how badly things were going against that merely mortal Broodmother. Badfish did a pretty decent job of getting that Silver Edge up in a pretty quick amount of time. It was just, unfortunately for him, he was dying a lot in the team fights and not getting a ton of the kills. So like Optimus Prime on the ABBA was picking up a ton of kills. Slark was kind of doing a lot of damage, but not quite enough to make that difference. Actually, I am kind of curious as to who maybe did the most damage in that from them. It it does look like the Slark. Yeah, the Slark did. So the Queen of Pain did the most damage at 16.7 thousand. Slark was second on the team with 13.6. So yeah, it just kind of seems like in the big fights where a lot of the kills were going down, that even though he ended up with 12 kills, it just felt like he was not quite getting what he needed to get that farm up. I mean, he didn't even finish BKB. He had Silver Edge and then the BKB components. So if he could have finished another item after that Silver Edge, things could have gone differently for TG. But Anarchy just kind of pressed their advantage at the right opportunity. So as we wait for this last pickup, which is most likely going to be the mid hero here for Team Anarchy, they're talking about it. TA is an option, I think. I think it's a good option. Phoenix actually is the pickup. So we're going to have a mid Phantom Lancer. All right, so we're gonna have mid Phantom Lancer against mid Elder Titan. I can honestly say that I have never seen this before. Uh, I'm excited. I'm quite excited, and I'm muted in game again. What the hell is going on with Dota? It's not me. I don't know what's going on. All right, hopefully that fixes it. Wonder if I have like a weird key binding or something to where when I switch the overlay off, if it switches the sound off as well. I don't really know. But as we load into game number 2 here, Team Anarchy does have a 1 game advantage. They are on the dire side again here, and they are going to have Merely Mortal on the offlane Phoenix. We've got Vizcor on the Void, Faceless Void, Guppy on the Oracle, El Pollo Diablo on the Phantom Lancer, and Alpha on the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, heading up towards the top lane, a familiar face we see here is Optimus Prime heading off with his 8 tangos, so tons of regen once more. Orange Jello has got the Elder Titan heading off in towards this bottom rune. We've got Fisting Asians on the Tusk, Badfish on the Slark, and a friend back on the Dazzle. So once more, we kind of see most of the teams kind of banding together here. The exception is Optimus Prime is going to ward up these jungle camps, and he's actually going to ward both of them up. So he throws a nice little sentry down to block the big pole camp, and then an observer to block up the main pole. And it does not appear. Oh, nope, there are sentries, so they're going to see that he's going to prevent one, maybe 2 poles, probably one from the easy camp, and maybe 2 from the big one. Just depends on how quickly they notice that big one, how quickly they go to it. Merely Mortal off by himself here. There's about 3 seconds till the rune's going to spawn, and he's going to get forced away by the rest of the Radiant team. So each mid laner, which I cannot believe that I'm saying this, is going to pick up a rune, and what a game. Sequoia and Just the Worst are going to be super sorry that they missed this because mid PL and mid Elder Titan is absolutely fascinating to me. This seems like, pub strat, but hey, if it works, it works. Like, who cares? So, very excited to see this very unconventional lineup going on. I would imagine the PL is going to farm better, but the Elder Titan is going to maybe have more kill potential by like one-on-one. Uh, that Spirit does a sneaky amount of damage, and if Orange Jello can get a nice stun off, things could go fairly south fairly quickly for El Pollo Diablo. So we've got pings coming out here from Guppy as he has realized what's going on here, but he throws down the sentry. Ooh, oh wow. That was very close to not picking it up. If you would have put that ward down here, that would have been home free, but not quite expecting that sentry position, I would imagine. So in the meantime, things look fairly calm at the moment. Let's see if I can hit first blood this time. We've got Doom in this off lane, it's gonna be a hard adventure for him once more up here. He's probably not going to get much beyond levels, and even those are going to be a little hard to come by as he gets harassed out of lane here by the dual ranged supports again. In the bottom lane, the Phoenix is going to do okay. I mean, there's good escapability there. Even if she gets hit with a pounce, she should be able to Icarus dive away. The flame spirits are there as well, so shouldn't be dying, but it's not going to have as good a time farming. And as I said, there's a nice little stun there on El Pollo Diablo. Both heroes sitting about the same HP, but it's going to allow Orange Jello to pick up 2 extra CS there. So we've got the 2-2 build up right now, going for the mass spirit damage and longer stun duration. Actually does a little bit more damage, but the big thing is the duration. You need the stun duration to be long enough for the ultimate to go to completely cast and proc. As someone that really enjoys the Elder Titan, I think that the stun is kind of one of those things where it's not the greatest ability, but if it's going to help you set up the big ult, then you have to do it. I would be a little surprised if he doesn't get a value point in natural order. Maybe not next level, but level 7. I could see maybe, let's see. Oh, and we got a rotation here, but Tusk is going to get spotted out by Apollo Diablo. Uh, Sleep duration. Yeah, I could see one more point in the sleep going off, maybe. Because the alt casts is like 3.14. Yeah, 3.14. So, I mean, you can do it with 3. It's easier with 4. Actually, I'd probably just stick it. I'd probably go 2-3, 2-3 alt, and then natural order. That'd be the best, I would imagine. But we'll see what he does. In the meantime, Optimus Prime farming up this side camp here, as again elected not to pick up as a uh, Talon, which is kind of interesting to me. I think that item for offlaners is just ridiculously good. The Iron Talon is just, and you see it, you hear about it a lot in the like the pro scene as well, to where they think it's just like a ridiculously dumb item because it makes offlaning so much easier. 40% of current HP for those creeps is just huge, and it allows you to get something out of the lane, especially when you're going up against tri lanes every time. Otherwise, these offlaners would get absolutely nothing. It would force more aggressive tri lanes in response and more dual lanes, which uh, don't really favor the meta right now because you kind of want to get your carry like just ridiculously farmed and then just go take objectives. And the best way to do that is to have 2 supports, one to defend, one to pull or stack or whatever. And then actually the Tusk's going to throw out some shards which connect with nothing. Then no creeps or anything, don't even block. El Pollo Diablo just going to kind of walk away from that. But he's kind of making El Pollo's life a little bit difficult as we switch to CS here. You know, they're both sitting at 20 and 4, so things are even in that regard. But if the Tusk is nearby, and actually, nice little Icarus dive come out. Badfish is going to take a little bit down to the burn damage, but not far enough. There are no more fire spirits available, so go in that classic 2-2 build that you see usually in pubs. It does have the Tranks up as well, so things going pretty good down there for the Phoenix. Oh my goodness. Really? I go back into that and then nice little rotation. I was trying to check things out, thinking that he was just back healing up, and so the damage coming out from the Slark. Gonna pick up the first blood. Oh my goodness. Apparently it's just not my day for first bloods. Trying to talk and cameraman at the same time. It's just all right. So Merely Mortal is gonna come back in, throws out a nice Icarus dive and some spirits. Gonna try to tick Badfish down, but the heal comes out from the Dazzle, and that's just gonna be that. Doesn't actually do that much. In the meantime, Orange Jello maybe looked like he was gonna go for bottom Maroon. Wasted a little time there walking down there. Opelio Diablo not really interested in the rune. Going for an early drum, most likely. I mean, I don't see any reason that he would just need the bracer going up against the Elder Titan in lane. So probably going to go for a quick drum, try to find some more farming capabilities as the Midas is picked up here by Viscor. So both teams again kind of settling into a nice little groove of farming. So we've got the 1 kill. Optimus Prime still hasn't picked up Iron Talon, just kind of farming up with the Devour, which he will then do, and then just kind of wail away on the smaller Hellbear. The one thing I will say is this Faceless Void is just absolutely farming the crap out of the map right now. Badfish is struggling a little bit against the Flame Spirits, and Merely Mortal, 34 and 10. I mean, it's not the worst, but 50 and 14 for the Void. So just controlling that lane, absolute free farm right now. The Doom isn't doing anything to contest the lane, just kind of getting experience when the creeps are close to the tower, and then when they push out, he goes back to that camp and tries to get some gold of his own. Has picked up more CS than the off lane Phoenix, who is going to Icarus dive away from the tri lane there, as we had a little snowball action going on there. Actually would have caught that one before the death, so hey, we're making progress. In the meantime, in the mid lane here, a stun is going to connect, but Orange Gel is not going to do much about it. He does have an ult, but so just kind of spamming out the Spirit Stomp as much as possible, trying to get a Pollo Diablo in a situation where the ult will actually do enough to kill. So he's got the Soul Ring, he's got Tranks, and just kind of spam that out a little bit. A little surprised that he's got 4 points in the Echo Stomp and only 2 in the Spirit, just going for that extended duration. So I guess the thought process behind that would be that if he stomps him, that he's got to stand there for 5 seconds, and in those 5 seconds he's not farming. So that'd be my guess. Ping comes out here from the top. Oracle pinging out the side shop, maybe expecting this gank. I don't know. Viscor is, I mean, he's got Chronosphere up. Does the Witch Doctor? No, Witch Doctor's not even level 5 yet, so they don't have their combo up yet, but I mean, the very least, you can throw a nice little Chronosphere up and walk away. So Orange Jello has Vizcor trapped between him and Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is level 6. Oh, he didn't get it off. The Chronosphere actually got cast first, and now the Coconut's going to bounce around the paws. There goes the Doom. Vizcor's going to tick down, but the Doom is going to die as well. Now Orange Jello's taking some damage. He wants to go after Alpha. He's wailing onto these supports. Guppy actually didn't take any damage. He must hit a creep or something there. Now they're just going to try to tick him down. They're throwing out some attacks. The Phantom Lancer did teleport up here. The Purge is going to go off there. What is that called? I never remember. Fortune's End does tick down, but it's only level 1, so just kind of more of a nuisance than anything. It's a pretty even exchange. You've got the offlaner who's actually doing relatively well for the Faceless Void. Obviously, it's a better exchange, I would say, for TG as they pick up the free farming carry. And they forced the PL actually to rotate towards this top lane as well. It did take a lot of time away from Elder Titan's farm in the mid lane though. And oh my god, Slark picks up a nice little kill there on the Phoenix. Stun comes out on El Pollo Diablo. I apologize for my failures, guys, as a cameraman. So Tread's picked up by Void, not really the biggest deals. Yeah, the drum is finished for PL, so PL actually could be a pretty gigantic nuisance for this team in the mid lane. Especially you partner the Chronosphere up with the egg, and then you let PL just kind of walk around and create chaos in the middle of that. That's some pretty clever drafting, actually. I definitely would not have expected the PL mid, but like if you watched if you watched last week's game between T.A.C.K.O Gaming and Beautiful Dota, or even if you just know what laning they ran and you know the Elder Titan is gonna go mid, then you can just pick something greedy like this PL mid and send him at it. Personally, I'm more of a fan of the Elder Titan in the off lane, but maybe it's just one of those things where Orange Jello plays it, but Optimus Prime doesn't. Either way, I mean, it got him a win last week, so you might as well, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. So you might as well go back to it. Miller Mortal trying to contest these camps here. And actually going to throw out the egg for this. I don't know if that's a great idea. Badfish just didn't get the spirits on. Yeah, he's just going to get a kill there. So definitely a misplay there from Merely Mortal. Didn't have Flame Spirits. Or if he did have Flame Spirits, it was before the Dark Pact. That's definitely a possibility. I didn't actually see that, so might have been just Dark Pacted off. And here comes a little snowball. He's going to go into Viscor. Viscor, ooh, thought about putting up the Chronosphere. And now he does put up the Chronosphere with 2. Deathward is not up. It's not up right now. The Elder Titan ult goes through the middle of this. The Doom disconnects. Oh, the Elder Titan ult brings Alpha back into things. They're Maledicted up. They took almost no damage from that. Now Viscor's running for his life here. He's doomed up. The shards are going to trap them in here. Another nice snowball comes out, and there's a double kill. The stun comes out right as Merely Mortal teleports into the middle of things. The Purge does not remove that stun, and then Merely Mortal kind of Icarus dives forward, trying to scare people off. So a great little exchange there for T.A.C.K.O Gaming as a great rotation ends the lives of both Vizcor and Alpha. And it's created quite a bit of space here for Badfish to farm up. 66 and 12 right now. So the one thing that TG does have going for them, I feel, definitely right now, is team fight. Like their early game team fight is very, very strong, and I think that they could probably, I mean, from the way that they've dominated these these lanes in terms of kills anyway in the early game. Even though they haven't dominated in terms of farm, I think that they're probably the stronger team through 30 minutes. However, if Faceless Void gets some items off of this Midas and PL continues to farm as crazy good as he's farming right now, after 30 minutes, Team Anarchy are going to just kind of steamroll the lineup. The late game for TG is not nearly as good, I don't think. So we've got another mass fight potentially going on here as we've got the Invis Slark running around looking for something. The stun actually connects on El Pollo Diablo. The Dazzle ult will connect as well. Here comes the stun. What? Slark didn't pounce? I don't know what he was doing. Badfish didn't do it. And now they're purged up. The face there. The ult will connect with El Pollo Diablo. Badfish does pick up a kill there. And now uh, Orange Cello, I don't know if he was just waiting for the spirit to come off cooldown or if he was just like taunting or what, but ends up picking up a kill there. Badfish taking a lot of sunray damage here. He will use his magic wand to heal up here. He doesn't have any charges left, uses his dark pack, and now he's out of vision. He's just going to heal up. And now in the top lane, we've got Optimus Prime getting gone on kind of by Viscor, who is doomed up. The Spirit will come out looking for a stun here. Are they going to be able to find the Mask of Madness is the pickup here for Viscor. Maybe a little bit surprising. Now they're just using it for vision. Oh my goodness, where is the camera going? And stun does not connect. Connects with some creeps, which will allow Viscor to kind of casually walk back over and farm things up. So 8-2 right now in favor of T.A.C.K.O Gaming. Looks like the Shadow Blade is done and on the career on its way to Slark. And yeah, I mean, things are looking really nice for them. Apoyo Diablo is going to put some pressure onto this mid lane tower using the Doppelganger to kind of chip things away. Tusk probably picking up a Vlad's this game, I would imagine. Well, maybe. I don't know. They've got the Doom, though. He's maybe just going to pick up the mech. He's got the headdress. 2,000 gold up on the Doom. Oh, and Alpha's just going to get destroyed there. It doesn't even need the pounce, just a right click coming out from Badfish there. Viscor leaps through the trees, picks up a little Midas creep there, and then just kind of walks away. It's probably going to be a top lane tower. Well, maybe not. They don't really have the creeps right now. They could rotate people up here if they wanted to. I don't know if they do, though. I think they're just going to be kind of content to farm up this mid lane, and PL going to get the tower. So El Pollo Diablo does, in the middle of both supports, pick up a tower kill there. So more gold going the way of this Phantom Lancer, as Drums probably Boots of Travel going to be the pickup. So Faceless got this thing heading towards the things, like going to be a point booster. Oh, and actually, Guppy's in a lot of trouble. He has to fortune send himself, and he does get stomped up. Now he's going to take a bunch of damage. He's going to take down to this. He does try to throw out a heal. Oh my goodness, he doesn't take down to it. The heal is enough. Now he's just going to run back into the tower here, but Badfish still kind of wants to go for this. The Dark Pack does connect, but oh wow, it hadn't quite ended yet when the coconut hit him, so he didn't get stunned for very long. Does Shadow Blade? Oh, dodges the Chronosphere. Oh my goodness, that is very unfortunate if you are a Team Anarchy fan, as now there's 5 heroes up here for T.A.C.K.O Gaming, and there's no Chronosphere, there's no counter initiation, there's no escape, Chrono and leave. Using the Spirit here for some more sight, and it's 5-on-4. Merely Mortal could TP into here. Oh, that's an aggressive time walk there, and Merely Mortal does TP in. They still do not have a Chronosphere for 90 seconds, but Badfish is going to get gone on there. The Lance is going to connect. The Doom goes onto the Phoenix, and Phoenix is going to have to back up. She is getting healed up by the Oracle, but now El Pollo Diablo's taking a ton of damage. Viscor does get graved up. No, Viscor's the Badfish gets graved up. Dazzle's not on that team. El Pollo Diablo having to run for the hills. Alpha throws out the Death Ward. Now the Sunbeam connecting with heroes, but Radiant really aren't taking any damage. Badfish went looking for El Pollo Diablo, thinking that maybe the Phantom Lancer would try to escape since he was so low on health, but instead stays in there and then gets healed up by the Witch Doctor and the Oracle. The pings come out onto the Phantom Lancer. They know that they need to deal with this hero before he gets too big. Merely Mortal does have an egg available. Uh, Alpha does not have a Death Ward. This is a very dangerous fight. I'm a little bit surprised that they don't just let this tower die. Uh, but the Void is up. Chronosphere is still down for 25 seconds, though. And he's going to TP mid, so the Radiant are actually going to back off as well. Badfish has left. He went back to this bottom lane to farm up. He's going to have Silver Edge really quickly, 600, like 540 gold away from that. So another really good start for Badfish on this Slark. If he can continue to accumulate kills, 6-0 right now, then he won't have the problems that plagued him in the last game. So looking for another tower here for Team Anarchy. PL doing PL things, throwing illusions at towers, although they don't really have the most right now to deal with those. Boots Travel is the pickup for the PL, so not a surprise, but it is completed, so going to be able to split the map even more. Midas is picked up and a headdress for Phoenix, so mech most likely. And we got an Aghanim Scepter coming out for the Void, which is going to be pretty key, I think. I think that Team Anarchy does want to fight, but without the Chronosphere, I don't know that they can, especially not in like big 5-on-5 engagements. So I think that the team plan for Anarchy has got to be have PL split the map, the other four band together and try to take a fight. Hopefully not a 5-on-4 fight. But if you do take a 5-on-4 fight, make sure PL boots are off cooldown so that he can kind of boots in and try to help things out. But it looks like TG are just going to kind of group together as five. They throw out a Doom on the Vizcor, and then there's the Infernal Blade. The Coconut is going to bounce around between three heroes. There's the Fortune's End and some heals coming out to try to save Vizcor. Alpha, though, is going to tick down instead. Guppy is also going to die as he throws out one more heal there for Vizcor. And Vizcor is actually going to be okay. Does have a Chronosphere right next to this tower here if he wants to do it, but he's just going to walk away instead. And oh, in the meantime, Slark actually picks off PL, so we're watching top lane there as things were going on there, and we see Badfish showing off the Silver Edge for the first time and taking out that Phantom Lancer. So that's a lot of kills, 3 kills, forcing the top CS. Oh, that is not what I wanted. The top CS PL dies, or no, top CS Void forces him out of lane, kills the supports, kill the PL, get a tower, maybe get this mid tower as well. They did scout Vizcor out here in the jungle. They don't have a Doom for him, though, so they're not going to want to go for that right now. So things looking really, really good for T.A.C.K.O Gaming right now. Let's take a look at these graphs for the first time. We got 4K and about 6K. So, I mean, it's a little bit closer in terms of numbers. And, oh, the nice Chronosphere here onto Badfish. The shards are going to come out to try to dissuade them a little bit. But now Badfish is going to turn. He's graved up, ulted up. And El Pollo Diablo is going to run on to our friend here. But nice little save there coming out from the Dazzle. The shards were an interesting and nuisance, but not really doing a whole lot. Maybe a little damage, tick damage. But regardless, they save the Slark. They just don't have the damage to kill him through the Chronosphere right now. Void is not really a single target damage dealer anymore, which is why you don't often see the Mask of Madness build on him anymore. When you do finally see him. The Dagon's actually picked up by the Elder Titan, so looking for a little bit of burst damage here, feeling confident in their lead, I guess. I don't know if we somehow get a lull. I'll check the Dota buff and see if that's what happened last time. There's a nice little Spirit is going to connect with El Pollo Diablo. Are they going to go after the right one? Optimus Prime pings the wrong one, but now Doppelganger comes out as Fighting Agents hit the right one. The Dagon goes onto the PL here as he's desperately trying to run away. A nice little... Oh, shards do not quite connect. And he's just going to walk up. Fortune's End. Stun will connect with the Oracle. Are they going to try for that? The Elder Titan ult will come out here. It will connect with nothing. And again, we have both teams just kind of whiffing on skills and people getting away scotch-free. But it's, I guess you could say that that's space created for the Void, who appears to have an Aghanim Scepter on the way. He does. PL actually boosted travel home. That's a little unexpected to me. I thought that he was going to make maybe boots travel to a side lane and try to get something, but maybe afraid that the Slark was out there. He only had like half health. Doom actually picks up an Agnums at the exact same time, so looking to mute some of these passive abilities coming out from Team Anarchy. They are smoked up. They're heading for more. T.A.C.K.O leading the charge alongside Badfish, and they're going to run right into Viscor. Snowball is going to come out here. The leap right into Badfish, and now the Chronosphere is going to connect with 3 heroes. The Doom is going to connect with Viscor. He's going to have to just run away now. The Sunray is trying to heal him up along with the Fortune's End. Merely Mortal tried to Icarus dive into the middle of things there to get the egg off. He does get it off. Badfish not able to kill the Phoenix in time. Now they're going to try to do the Coconut, though, preventing the damage here. The ward comes out, but is stopped by the snowball. The Slark will tick down. Now fighting agents in the middle of things. He tries to get the punch off and finally goes off. He does as well. So Merely Immortal picks up a double kill. Now Orange Yellow has to TP out, and him and the Doom do escape there. So not the way that you would expected that fight to go. A beautiful Chronosphere, though, followed by some great plays by the Witch Doctor and the Phoenix there. If that Phoenix dies before the egg goes off, I mean, that's potentially a team wipe. Or if that, the coconut doesn't bounce around there to allow the Phoenix ult to go off, again, potentially a team wipe there, as they were pretty extended and fairly low, but just able to string their abilities together nicely to pick up a much needed team fight victory. And potentially a tower on top of that. And actually, Chronosphere is up again because of that Agnum Scepter. He goes into Optimus Prime. Can't talk, and Optimus Prime will die. A nice little ultimate from Orange Jello is going to connect onto the 2 heroes and will kill the Faceless Void. And now it looks like the Dire is going to try to get away. Merely Mortal is going to try to TP away. Is he going to get it out? He is. Badfish does not go out for him. Oh, he was actually disabled there by the Oracle, as prevented from attacking. So very, very well played by the Oracle to allow his offlaner to escape. And we've got a 1-for-1 there. Pretty much an even exchange. So we got Dagon level 2 now onto the Elder Titan. So committing fully to this. And coming out for Slark, it looks like we got a Maelstrom, so looking to find a way to deal with the PL illusions. Mech is up on the T.A.C.K. Medallion of Courage there as well on the Dazzle. Doom's doing a good job farming up here, 3rd in the net worth. Just kind of taking over that spot from the PL. But Merely Mortal is doing very well as also, though. So, I mean, all the core heroes are doing pretty well. The mid laners are struggling. The supports are poor, but overall things going pretty well here for both teams. As you can see, the XP lead is almost 0, and the gold lead is kind of flattened off at 2,500. So this game is, even though it's 14-5, this game is about as close as you can get. So trying to get a little bit more farm in the hands of Merely Mortal. 2,600 gold on the Phoenix. Does it pick up an item? Okay, so gonna be she. That's what I thought. So I was gonna ask, since there was so much gold, if maybe she was thinking about picking up Radiance, but no, she's gonna pick up the Shivas, which I think is a much better bet. Picks up the plate mail, and that should actually leave her enough for buyback. Oh, sold the plate mail, and now picks up the plate mail again. Okay, I don't really know what that was about, but maybe going, oh, maybe I could go Radiance or X item, or I probably shouldn't. So now they're going to go for Roshan, but Radiant are all about this. They have a ward there to see. There is a sentry for Badfish, so if he gets too close here, the smoke will break as Orange Yellow throws a Spirit into the pit, and it's going to connect with 4 heroes. Now the ultimate is going to come out here. It is going to connect as well. A huge ult, but no, it doesn't do as much damage. The Phoenix Egg ult up on the hill. Alpha's up on the hill as well. The Death Ward doing tons of damage here as there's a 5-man Chronosphere. The egg blows up, and now Optimus Prime is going to tick down. Badfish is desperately trying to survive. The Oracle there disabling him once again. Jello's gonna die. Dazzle's gonna die. Now Badfish might die as well. Do they have sight for him? No, they don't, as he just invises and then runs away. Now they're gonna go back into the pit here. They do have sight for him. They see him out there. Guppy with this Fate's Edict is just making Slark's day is so painful. He's got to back up from these. He's got to either save the Dark Pact or he's got to back up long enough for Dark Pact to come off cooldown for each of these fights, just because he keeps getting disabled. And actually, I don't even know if you can purge that. So this is going to be a Roshan. That was a big team fight there. Yeah, that was a huge, huge Elder Titan stomp, but it was an even bigger Chronosphere, and I was in the middle of like talking about other things when that happened, and that was just it was beautifully played by Vizcor. I don't think he caught five, but he caught at least four with that. And then the Death Ward from a no HP Witch Doctor up on the hill, just wreaking all kinds of havoc. Ogre Club picked up by the Witch Doctor, so working towards that Aghanim Scepter. Badfish does have the Maelstrom completed. Can't imagine it going much further than just that Maelstrom. Is going to invis up. Maybe try to look for a kill here, but there are a lot of dire heroes here. If he picks off, like, he could probably pick off Alpha, but I don't think he could get out in time. No, he's just going to back off. We've got both teams kind of clustered up. El Pollo Diablo's got Diffusal up. Much more ready to do damage now. Kind of interested to see what he's going to go next. If he's going to try to go like Scotty and slow down the enemy heroes, or if he's just going to try to go more tank and split the map. So go like Heart and just try to like have the illusions deal a whole bunch of damage, or Butterfly and try to evade the Slark essence shifts, or what he's going to try to do. It looks like Scotty because he's got the Orb of Venom now. So gonna look to tank up a little bit and slow down the enemy retreat and advance. Take on three now on Orange Jello. I'm very curious as to why the Dagon and not why something like an AC or a Sheepstick or Yules or something of that nature. I guess he just thinks that they need more burst damage for the enemy heroes, like the Void, kill the Void while he's doomed up before he can start to like time walk off some of that damage. I don't really know. And I mean, he's 3-1-7, so he's playing well. It's just kind of an interesting item choice. It's one of those things where I wish that we could talk to the players to just kind of like understand the thinking on that. But in the meantime, it looks like Doom's going to probably be looking to pick up Boots of Travel to keep on pace with the PL. The supports are pretty poor, but Tusk does have uh, Guardian Greaves. Man, I just can't think today. It's the time change. I blame that. I blame the time change, guys. Because we're like the only country that tortures our populace like this. All right, and the stomp is going to connect here. Viscor is going to get Sunray up, and then he gets doomed immediately. So he's going to then turn around here. He does have the Aegis in tow, so he doesn't really care that much. Badfish now in the middle of things. The Elder Titan ult is going to tick down the Void. The egg now comes out. Badfish is going to ult and run away. Now Viscor is going to connect three heroes there with the Chronosphere again. He's going to take down Optimus Prime. He's going to take down Fisting Age, and he's going to take down a friend as the Slark tries to kind of backline here, but they do have wards back there. He should know that because of his regen, and he's going to just walk away as well. So Orange Jello picks up the kill on the Phantom Lancer, who was just out, and the two of them were just outside of the Chronosphere. But Vizcor with another huge ult there does pick off three heroes. They get a tower, and they're going to look to go, at least for a little chip damage, up the hill. Nope, they're not. They're going to actually back up. So they're content with what they got. They know the cooldown timers are fairly short still, as it is only 32 minutes in. And we've got a full... Wow. We've got Mjolnir, and we've got Shivas delivered for Team Anarchy. So, I mean, this is what I was saying. We're at that 30-minute mark where things start to potentially turn poorly for Team Anarchy. So maybe that's the reason for the Dagon. Now we're just like doubling down on it. Pick up the Dagon because you want to end this as quickly as possible. Snowball up, get kills, end the game as fast as humanly possible. Uh, but now that we're kind of reaching this stage of the game where PL is going to start to take over, Void is going to start to do more, And Apoyo Diablo is actually going to stand in the middle of this. The Dark Pact does go off. It kills the existing illusions, but not the Doppelganger ones. And now Apoyo Diablo's in trouble as the ult Wuskanov. Another Dark Pact comes out and he throws a lance, but no, he's going to die. So PL will start to take over, but not one-on-one against the Slark because the Slark is actually very, very farmed. 8-1-1. Second in the net worth, 15,000. I'm very impressed with Vizcor's ability to farm in this game. He's got 16,000 net worth, 3, 4, and 7. Had some big chronospheres. Has survived some some very big dooms, and kind of leading his team right now. We look at XP, we can see the things have kind of dipped down to from where they were to about 5k experience lead for TA and about 2,500 gold experience. Merely Mortal sitting in the middle here. He's going to be able to Icarus dive back, even though he is pounced up. Now he's going to throw out spirits. He's going to get doomed up. I don't know what. Oh, he walked back in because his team was there. Chronosphere is going to connect there with a friend, and friend is going to die. Optimus Prime. Oh, walks into the Chronosphere at the very end there. Viscor is now going to tick down to the Elder Titan damage, and wow, a great team fight there coming out from TG as Team Anarchy tried to flank that out, but just not able to do so. The Phoenix getting caught out there at the second time in Doomed. I think if she would have continued to run, or if she would have just like immediately egged instead of turning back to egg, they might have had a slightly better chance at that. They would have been forced to focus on the egg instead of onto the void, and I think that could have potentially been the difference. Uh, Either way, though, very well done by T.A.C.K.O Gaming. Uh, and they're going to pick up a mid tower. They're going to potentially pick up a top tower. I thought the snowball was going on a hero, but just on a catapult. And yeah, this is going to be 2 towers. So 3 heroes, 2 towers. They picked off the PL before that. Slark's going to jump into the top of the net worth. And if we look at the maps here, things basically zero out again. So it's 2012, but it's anybody's game. Looks like a Dagon 4. Yep, and Dagon 5 now, finished up by the Elder Titan, just waiting to be delivered. Looks like a refresher coming out from the Doom. Not really surprised there. He does have a Blink Dagger now as well. Slark's saving up some gold. I would be a little bit surprised if he didn't go Scotty, but I suppose that something like a Butterfly is also an option. PL's got his first ultimate orb up, so starting to work towards that. Aether Lens and looks like a Ghost Scepter up on a Guppy. And they're going to smoke up and try to head into this bottom lane. They see the Dazzle there, standing next to the ward, but they're going to see him walking away as well, and nobody else for the Radiant is in this jungle. Elder Titan throws a Spirit to stack. They ping that out. Well, I don't think they're pinging him out. They're just pinging that direction to go. They're going to walk right into a Doom here. There's a 2-man Chronosphere. Merely Mortal does get caught in the middle of it, but Optimus Prime's going to tick down way before he can get any kind of Doom off, and Orange Gel is going to follow next. So the 2 core heroes picked up by Viscor. A great smoke there from Team Anarchy as they take a little bit of the initiative there. Now they're going to be able to push up the mid lane here and take this T2 tower. There are pings here. It does look like Merely Mortal is going to go deal with the top lane push, but still it's going to be a 3-on-4 here. Chronosphere will be up in 30 seconds. This is a dead tower. Like they might not go uphill or anything, but this is just a dead tower. Slark looks like he kind of wants to go in there, but I don't know if that's a great idea. Instead, he's just going to sit in the creeps. They're going to look to steal the Radiant Ancients, but there's not a stack there. Only the one. Still, 2 core heroes and a mid T2 is the exchange for nothing. They do ping the wards out there, so they're going to see both those. Oh, they don't have vision on that. Okay, so they see the sentry. Did they see that? I should give it. It should be just enough, right? Nope, it apparently is not enough. Dazzle. Oh, they're going to throw out an observer. Okay. Wow, that must have been just out of the. I know that the sentries don't give you much range, much vision, but must have been just like a couple units in the wrong direction. The Reaver picked up here from Viscor, so looking to tank up a little bit. He knows that he is the primary Doom target, at least for now. I think the Phoenix is going to start to maybe be the primary Doom target. Once, once two are up, though. One for Viscor and one's for the Phoenix. This is going to be probably an uncontested T2 tower. Slark is over here to the side, looking to maybe backline, but they do have a sentry up as well as an observer here. Shards will get fly and oh, actually, he does come out there. He jumps into the middle of the team there. He's going to try to ult out. Darks packs up. Now he's going to get caught in a chronosphere. They're just going to let the Sunray take him down. Now Optimus Prime actually gets pushed out. Does get a Doom off onto Viscor. Viscor is in the middle of things. He's going to die there. Elder Titan throws out the ultimate out. The Phoenix ult does connect now. PL though in the middle of things. Oh, a nice stomp there, but now he's going to get caught in the Fortune's End, and or not the Fortune's End, but the Oracle skill. Now a nice little cast going to bounce around here. The Slark tried to pounce in onto the PL, but the PL dodges with the Doppelgang, picks up a kill. No, does not quite pick up a kill on Fisting Agents. He wants the kill on Fisting Agents. Badfish tries to pounce again, but again missing. And, oh, it was the Fortune's End. I was right. Ha! Yes. Okay. Uh, So if we look at the fight recap here, oh, that required a buyback too. So we've got 3 kills, a buyback for and a tower for 1 kill. So that's a 2,600 gold exchange and about the same in experience. Well, a little bit more, probably about 3K. So very, very well done from Team Anarchy in picking up that fight. Probably a questionable decision making on the part of the Slark. I mean, Team Anarchy has been very, very good about carrying around, about warding those spots where they're pushing. If you look in the mid lane, they did the exact same thing. They've got sentries on both the wrap points. They've got an observer there for sight as well. And they did that up here. They did it down here as well. They actually had a ward, a sentry ward there, and I believe they had one like somewhere around here as well, and then they had the observer there. So, I mean, if you look at the sight patterns that they have used around here, and they did it in the first game as well. So I think at this point you just kind of have to expect that as the Slark and maybe take a little bit better fight or wait for your team to be in a little bit better position for that fight because he was ticked down and forced to use his ult before his team could even get close. Also, something that I think well, I mean, I noticed that Doom got pushed out, but I didn't explain how he got pushed out. The shards actually pushed him out, so that was actually a really great shard placement by Fisting Asians to push the Optimus Prime out of there and then throw the Doom down on the Void. The Doom was the only reason they got the kill there. Viscor was just dealing ridiculous amounts of damage there and almost had the kill on Optimus Prime when he got knocked out because of those shards. So, oh, and Slark is actually going to go up here, but he's going to get caught in a chronosphere, so he's all by himself once again trying to go in there and just gets ticked down there. So, again, questionable decision making from Badfish as this is basically a free Roshan now. He doesn't have buyback. He's down for 100 seconds. He used it in the last fight. That's free Roshan and potentially damage on a T3. You see the mid lane is pushing in there, and PL does have those boosts of travel. And they're actually not. It doesn't appear that they're going to give this to Viscor. Who are they going to give it to? Maybe the PL? Yep. So Badfish getting a little bit too greedy there. Thought he could get the kill onto Alpha, but then Viscor showed up with the Chronosphere, picks him off, gets up a nice little Aegis. They've got 60 seconds left. Probably not enough to take a tower, but enough to pressure the lanes a little bit. So we kind of feel it kind of feels like we're in a familiar position here as TG going to have to defend the uphill. They've been in it really has felt like they've been in control of this game for a good portion of it, and then that 32-minute mark hit that I was kind of talking about at the very beginning, and things kind of started to take a turn the other way. Some of the decision making hasn't helped either. A little Echo Stomp here is going to connect with two heroes, but El Pollo Diablo and Guppy were spaced enough to not get hit by that, and so the creeps are enough here to take that tower. So I was wrong. They are going to get the tower. They actually might get a Rax here as well, as Echo Stomp connects with three heroes again, but a nice little doppelganger dodge there from El Pollo Diablo. The Doom comes out on Viscor, but then the Fortune or the False Promise comes out as well, so trying to negate some of that damage. Now the Fortune's End onto Optimus Prime to try to keep him there, but no, it's not going to happen. So Viscor, the Doom is going to tick down here. Another Echo Stomp's trying to come out here as the Sark is trying to pick things off in the middle here. Alpha is very low. Optimus Prime is looking for that kill, but he's just going to die in return. El Pollo Diablo is in the middle of things. He purses him up. Now Orange Jello gets another Echo Stomp off, but it's immediately canceled by the Snowball. And now they're looking for more. El Pollo Diablo does have the Aegis here. Is he going to lose it, though? He is going to take it down there as the Doom does pick off the Faceless Void somehow. I don't really know how. Now Badfish is in the middle of things here. He's going to die to the Guppy Purifying Flames there, and now he doesn't have a buyback. He's down for 80 seconds. Doom doesn't have a buyback. He's down for 45 seconds. This is at least this ranged barracks, if not more. They're actually going to go just up towards this mid lane here, and Apoyo Diablo is going to just lead the charge on this mid lane tower, and Radiance is actually picked up for the Phoenix as well. So Shards are going to come through here to try to slow this down at least a little bit, but it's not really working that much. Apoyo Diablo doing pretty decent damage by himself here. He's going to throw out a lance onto an Orange Jello. This Echo Stomp is not going to connect. He's kind of gets zoned out. He misses the Shards because of the nice Doppelganger again, and he's going to get kind of forced out there. So kind of crazy, chaotic fight there, and Team Anarchy able to come out on top once more. Uh, as the Doom does pick up the refresher, so if he didn't have buyback before, he certainly isn't going to have buyback now. As we look at statuses here, we see he's got 780 gold before he's got buyback. The Elder Titan and the Tusk have buybacks. The Elder Titan, I mean, they're probably pretty big, but if they get team wiped, then those two heroes by themselves are not going to be able to really do much. Viscor has a buyback as well. I don't know that he's going to need it at this point, but he doesn't really need to spend his money either. He actually has his heart in his stash. Now it appears to be coming back out to him, along with a recipe for boots of travel. So looks like he's going to exchange his treads for boots of travel so that he can carry his heart and not a teleport to go around. I'm also thinking that at some point very soon he's going to get rid of that Midas. But I suppose if he wanted to keep the Midas and be greedy, just in case the game went another like 20, 30 minutes to get that maximum efficiency out of it, if he wanted to, he could go like a Moonshard. But he could also just like hold on to the Moonshard until he farms up something else too, which would give him ridiculous attack speed. I think that's probably the better way to go. So I'd be kind of surprised here if he doesn't just get like 4K in the bank and then sell the Midas and do that. So Smoke comes out here from T.A.C.K.O Gaming. They're gonna jump into a Guppy. The pounce there, but the Chronosphere in return. It connects on three heroes. The Phoenix Egg has not gotten off yet. The Alder Titan ult actually does kill the Void. Now the Phoenix ult gets off. It's going to kill one. It's going to kill two. Badfish is desperately trying to kill this. Is he going to be able to do it in time? No, he's not. 3 kills there. 4 kills for the Radiant here. Now Orange Jello is trying to get an Echo Stomp off. He's spirited up, though. He's trying to try to TP away. There's no stun right now because he's there silenced up, and he's actually going to survive. The only survivor for the Radiant there is Orange Jello, and just does it by the skin of his teeth as the Witch Doctor was still silenced up. I don't know why he was doomed. He must have been doomed? I don't know. I didn't see the Doom on him, but he must have been. So it looked like, I mean, for a second there, it looked really good for Team Anarchy, and then it looked really good for T.A.C.K.O Gaming, and then it looked really good for Team Anarchy again. I mean, sure, like your offlane Phoenix and your support are the only two that survive, but at least you're going to do a little bit of chip damage here. You're going to force them to at least kind of think about. I mean, you're going to force them to think about you and not these other lanes, because the other lanes are pushing in. And so now they're just going to kind of heal up. The creeps are in there, and they're going to walk away. Actually, they might walk towards this top lane here. So I will say this: the Dagon 5 has been incredibly effective at dealing with the Faceless Void. So between the natural order and the damage put out by the Doom, Viscor has just kind of exploded in the last couple fights, and the Shadow Blade is actually picked up there by Orange Jello. And I mean, this is a hero with 3,000 health, and he just blew up between the Elder Titan ult, the Doom ult, and the Dagon 5. Just got wrecked. So, I mean, it's a way to deal with that new time walk ability. I don't know if it's the best way, but it's definitely. I mean, it's done a pretty good job of killing him in the middle of these fights. Badfish looking for a Scotty here and also looking for a pickoff. He wants the PL. PL's going to throw out a Lance here, and then he's going to try to burn some of this mana. Now Badfish is going to run away, and the Chronosphere connects here. El Pollo Diablo can't do anything, but is Viscor going to be able to do enough damage? The Purifying Flames do come out to help, and yes, he is. So again, the Slark gets caught out, and again, he's down for 90 seconds, no buyback, and this is most likely going to be a set of barracks. They're going to have a ridiculously good team fight initiation here, coming out with like a nice stomp Elder Titan ult. Uh, that Earth Splitter is going to have to be on point. And actually, a Lotus Orb picked up on the Oracle, so gonna look to try to protect Vizcor from the Doom, or at least if they don't protect Vizcor from the Doom, they're gonna protect someone else from the secondary Doom, which is probably as good of a trade. And Viscor is going to just kind of frontline this thing up. He gets disabled there by the Heaven's Halberd, which is just recently picked up by the Tusk. It will get dispelled by the Lotus Orb, and now the Fortify will come out as El Pollo Diablo is in the mid lane. Now Doom comes out onto Merely Mortal. Not want that egg to go off, but the Radiance Burn is preventing more damage. The Chronosphere comes up onto Optimus Prime. Now the ward's going off. The Grave does come out now, and Vizcor is going to look on fighting fisting agents to keep him from stopping the ult. Now he's going to get fortunes ended, and he is going to survive at least for the moment. He's going to get one attack. He's going to jump forward now. Jello gets there though, and he Dagon fives him. So then now the stun connects. Fisting agents is going to die. The Sun Ray is onto Orange Jello, who's going to try to TP out once more. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes, he is. So no mana on the Witch Doctor for a stun there. But in the meantime, El Pollo Diablo is still doing PL things back here in the back lines, and actually a nice little sentry placed there. Yeah, Badfish saw that go down and immediately had to back. Optimus Prime now jumps forward and dooms up the Guppy. A great stomp there onto 3 heroes and all the creeps. Now Alpha's going to try to TP away, but no, Dagon 5 is going to connect there. The Phoenix ult is going to go off here. It's ticking them down. Is he going to connect though? No, it's not. Sark picks up a double kill. Now Optimus Prime is in ridiculously low health, but he gets killed. Oh my goodness. El Pollo Diablo gets echo stomped up and then killed by the Dark Pact. 4 heroes down, and a very big swing. It doesn't even include the Void. It didn't include the Void Death or the Tusk Death in that for some reason. But a very long, extended fight going the way of T.A.C.K.O Gaming. I think maybe a little bit greedy to try to split that there. I mean, the Slark was down for like another 60 seconds still, and instead of just trying to force their way up one lane, they kind of had Vizcor at one and the rest of the team at another and tried to take both. I think if they would have just focused on one, they not only would they have gotten this tower, they probably would have killed at least one of the barracks as well. But apparently they're just kind of content with where they are in the game to take a lost team fight. Really, T.A.C.K.O doesn't have what they need to. Last week we kind of ran into this as well, to where like even though one team is defending the base really well, they don't have enough to take that base defense and turn it into objectives, and they don't have the pushing power right now to do anything. So they're down a set of racks, they're down a T3s, they win a big team fight like that, 4 heroes, and then they just have to kind of like farm the lanes up because they don't push fast enough to really do much of anything. And this is where something like an AC on Orange Jello, I think, would kind of help out, because it wouldn't be the biggest thing, or even a Shiva's, like something to help you push a little bit more to clear waves. They really need something, because otherwise they're just going to have to constantly defend these pushes. And Roche is up in less than a minute here, so I mean they're going to have to defend that in a second. If they lose that Roshan fight, it's pretty over. Like if we look at buyback status, we can see that they do have 3 heroes with buybacks, but still that's going to be cheese on this one. So that's essentially going to be 7 heroes that they're going to have to contend with, and it does look like the 2 core heroes for the Dire have buybacks as well. So I mean, you're in a really precarious position right now in the late game to where your late game's not great, but your pushing is even worse. And actually, the Chronosphere connects on two heroes as Viscor jumps in almost by himself. Now PL is going to throw on the Lance, and now the Witch Doctor also going to connect with Optimus Prime. He does get graved up. He's going to be able to throw out the Doom onto Guppy. Now Badfish is going to turn on Guppy. He throws out a Pounce as well. Guppy's going to fall, but in the back line, El Pollo Diablo's trying to connect with or finish off some of these heroes. Optimus Prime is going to tick down slowly. The PL is just doing damage, but it's just not quite fast enough, and now he does finally die. A friend has to grave himself now as he's in the middle of this thing. Two heroes have fallen for the Dire right now, and the Neko Stomp does connect on a bunch more. Now El Pollo Diablo, doesn't get the dazzle, just barely gets away. Goldfish, Badfish now. Goldfish, I don't want to try to call him that. Jumps in the middle of things. The Dagon disconnects. Now the egg drops. The egg's going to slow him down enough to kill him. The Slark is dead. Now both core heroes for TG are dead. Fistigations gets graved up, but he's going to die too. This is going to be 3 dead. No buybacks on either of the core heroes. There is a buyback on the T.A.C.K.O. He's going to immediately expend it. Now Orange Jello jumps in for the kill on El Pollo Diablo. He does get the Dagon off, but the Doppelganger stops the death from happening until the very end there. And the Phantom Lancer is killed there. A buyback is going to immediately come onto Orange Jello, and he's going to try to stop this push. Oh my goodness, what a fight going on there. All the core heroes, well, except for the except for this pesky Phoenix, all the core heroes die. The supports, for the most part, beyond the Oracle, stay alive. I guess the Oracle and the Tusk die. So like, just a crazy, crazy fight there. They don't get any objectives. They did force out 2 of the buybacks though from the Radiant, so that's huge. Doom's is still on cooldown for 2 minutes, so Slark's is on cooldown as well. So maybe they forced out 3 buybacks there. I didn't. Yeah, they must have forced the Slark to buy back in that fight too. I must have just missed that. I thought that he'd gotten away and regened up. And on top of that, if things couldn't have gotten any worse for T.A.C.K.O Gaming, Roche is up, and he is carrying the coveted cheese of the Aegis. I guess. I don't know. Cheese. I still don't really understand why Roshan has cheese. Just carrying it around. But whatevs. Alright, so we've got T.A.C.K.O Gaming kind of moving out towards this bottom lane, trying to just kind of push it out, get it to a spot where they can contest the Roshan. Elder Titan has picked up a silver edge now, as we have some bad-mannered drawings coming out from the Phoenix there on the base, and they're going to jump into the Roshan pit. I would expect a smoke to come out here, but maybe they're just not going to even contest this. I think if they get this, though, it's over. Like, it's not, obviously, the throne's not going to explode and die, but I don't know if they can deal with multiple life core heroes here from the Dire. And it's going to be an Aegis onto Viscor and a cheese onto El Pollo Diablo. And El Pollo Diablo didn't even, I mean, he died after, like, all of the buybacks were expended. And he died because he chased into it. Like, I think if he had the opportunity to just walk away there. But instead thought maybe that he could kill Orange Jello before he died. I also think that maybe he thought that the Doppelganger had allowed him to dodge the Dagon, because initially I thought that as well, but it did not. So the push-up mid is coming now, and we are all tied up in terms of kill score. It's 33-33, and before they get here, let's look at these maps, and things at that 30-minute mark just took a nosedive towards Team Anarchy. Hart picked up on PL, so they have 2 tanky frontliners now. Viscor is up in the middle here, forces out a Fortify immediately. They don't want to jump in onto the Lotus Orb up. And the Chronosphere connects onto 3 heroes. A great Chronosphere once again, and Orange Jello actually walks into it. He's not doing like any damage here, though. He's not doing any at all because he actually got halberded up before the Chronosphere. So a great halberd coming out there from Tusk. The Earth Splitter is going to connect and basically just destroys everything, but the Fortune End was on the Viscor. Viscor is going to explode now, but the Aegis is up. He is going to respawn here in the middle of the team fight here. Does he have anything to go? He's got Lotus Orb left. He jumps into the middle of things. Now he wants fighting agents. The Death Ward's going to come out. It's bouncing around. It kills Optimus Prime. It kills fisting Asians, and now a friend is going to die as well. There goes Orange Jello as well. Buyback does come out onto the Doom. The Slark is up, but these two heroes are not going to be able to contest with the entire team. Like I said, that Roshan was basically the game as Viscor aggressively moves forward. He wants the BKB. He's going to pick the BKB up. He takes a tower shot there, but El Pollo Diablo kills the Doom, and now the Slark is in the middle of it as well. He's graved up, but it doesn't matter. He's going to try to go one-on-one against El Pollo Diablo, but it's just going to not happen. He does get disabled in the back lines there. Faceless Void picks off the Dazzle, and congrats. GG comes out from T.A.C.K.O Gaming as Team Anarchy takes the series 2-0. A really great performance coming out in both games from Team Anarchy. It was a little rough in the beginning, but like we said, their lineup just had such good late game that T.A.C.K.O just couldn't quite keep up and couldn't quite snowball themselves to victory. So, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching. Once again, if you like what we do, I'm Legion170. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Legion170. Or you can find us on Twitch at All About Dota. Or you can find us on YouTube at All About Dota as well. So, thank you again for watching. And if you guys ever need casting for AD2L, RD2L, or whatever, send me a message on Twitter, on Twitch, whatever, and we'll get you in the schedule. So, for All About Dota, I'm Legion170. Peace out, guys.